official prediction, Max Holloway versus Volkanovski. Guys, I'm taking Max, and you want to know something? I'm taking on the back that I think Max has already beat him twice. I don't know that that's a very good hedge. Not for nothing. If you go back, I can't remember where I was. So they fought on Fight Island. It was the night that Usman fought Masvidal the first time. Guys, this is years ago. This is 2020. Am I right about that? Literally, years ago. I don't know that that's a very good indicator. Here's the other piece of my equation. Volkanovski has clearly gotten better. And it's not necessarily the skill that you see, it is in grit. He has found a way to weaponize toughness, right? Or he's going to have one guy that's the tough guy. You're going to have one guy that's the more athletic guy. You have one guy that's the brawler, one guy that's more technical. I mean, between two guys, you can always tip those scales one way or the other. Very few guys can show their toughness because everybody's tough, right? Tough is a comparable term. So if you're a tough guy, but you're fighting tough guy, you don't always get to show it. It's the same thing with pace. You get the Dan Gable types, the George St. Pierre types, the Kamaru Usman types who have found a way to weaponize pace. They can go harder than you, longer than you can. And they are going to turn that into the greatest equalizing technique of the evening. Your contest will not be about who is better, who is more skilled, whose mother fed them better when they were the kid. They will just purely weaponize pace. And I share that with you because it's very rare that you see a guy weaponize toughness, that you see a guy weaponize grit, that you see his toughness and his grit getting better. Very rare. We've actually seen that with Volkanovski. I don't know that there's any other better explanation of Volkanovski's performance against Ortega when he was caught 3 times, could have called it a night. Possibly been the greatest fight in the division's history, definitely fight of the night. Get his rematch number. I mean, there was 10 different ways out. When you're a fighter, no matter how good you are, when that window opens, son of a bitch, it's hard to not walk through it. And you do your best to reclose it and go on, and it opens again, and you do your best to close. It's just one of those things. He showed his toughness. Now, I bring that to you because Max is also better. I argue for you that Max Holloway got better during the pandemic. There's a number of things that could have pointed to that. It could have just been his age. Max is a very young man. When you're 25, you're 26 years old, you're just now getting control of your body. They love to tell you that you're an adult at 18. I will tell you, as a coach of athletes still to this day, my athletes don't have control of their body till they're 25. I'll let an athlete state champion as a sophomore. He'll go home for summer break, come back 9 weeks later. He's grown 2.5 inches and put on 18 pounds. He's stumbling over his own feet. All of his balance is off. All of his timing is off. So there becomes a point, and it's just like when you mature, you go through puberty, but you get that a second time. Some people call it dad strength, or they call it old man strength. You do get that. And everybody's time's a little bit different, just like your first time through puberty. And maybe Max hit that. Maybe he just was a guy that got to get better just by staying alive. There's a period of his life when that will happen. Maybe that was the pandemic. Something else that you could isolate and guess is he wasn't able to go into the gym. He was out in Hawaii. They were very shut down. He did his own training by himself without even a coach in his garage. So I imagine he had a treadmill. For sure he's got a jump rope. For sure he's got a heavy bag. Maybe he has a double end or a speed bag. It's no grappling. It's all striking. He goes out there. He fights Cater. His boxing never looks so good. Truly. And there was a discussion at one point. Who is the best boxer in all of MMA? It was Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway. Those were your 3, and nobody disputed. Teddy Atlas didn't dispute that. It was those 3. I mean, I only bring this to you because now I'm telling you, he got even better. How? I don't know. Let's set that aside. Let's just accept the reality that he did. So I'm going back to, I think Max beat him the first time. I realize Volk's better. I think Max is better. I think you got a wash, and I think you got Max. Now, if you wanted to ask me a really hard question, it wouldn't be, hey, Chael, make a prediction. It would be, Chael, tell me how. How's Max going to beat him? One thing that Volk has, and he doesn't pull it out often, but he pulls it out when he needs it. And when he needs it, it works every time, is his takedown. I feel that some of you might be missing that. Volk did not stay on his feet with Max for close to 50 minutes because he had to. Don't miss that. Volk wanted to be there. You talk about the greatest boxer in MMA. Yeah, I think you found your right three guys. Where Max fits into the Conor and Dustin, I know I'm going back a couple years. I think you found your right three guys. I agree with Teddy Atlas. But Volkanovski's stand-up. I don't call him a boxer. I don't call him a kickboxer. I don't call him a Muay Thai fighter. I don't call him a brawler. His stand-up. As a stand-up fighter, when he can slip an elbow, he can slip a knee, he can get those combinations going. He's short, he's stocky, he's powerful, he's very fast for a muscular guy. You generally don't get both in life. If you're the stronger guy, you're not the faster guy. It's a trade. Everything is. He's both. Volk is faster than the competition, and he's more powerful. It's very interesting. I mean, this is a hard fight. So you want to ask me how he's going to do it. I will tell you, look, here's the bad news for Max. Good news for Volk. When Volk searches for a takedown and goes after it with an urgency, he's 100%. That is not an actual stat. That's off of Chael's head. I've never seen him miss. And I've seen him go to some very precarious positions. I saw him with Max 2 years ago, and I can still recall it. Pull him from a body lock, hit an inside trip, head goes to the right side, puts Max flat down. This is in the 5th round. But the part that I don't want you guys to miss is when Volk got that takedown, Volk went for 1 takedown. He went for 1. He got it. If he wants to go for 3, I'm inclined to believe he's going to find 3. What happens then? I don't know. I haven't seen him spend a lot of time there. I've seen them on the ground. I haven't seen him spend a lot of time there. Kind of thinking it's going to be a stand-up fight. Kind of thinking Max is going to go out and accumulate just like Max does. It's not a bullish pick by me. I'm not willing to part with $1. But I'm willing to come and tell you guys, and there's a little bit of ego there, and you want to know who's going to win between Volk and Max? I'm taking Max. It's a decision. They're fighting all night. These boys are going to spend 75 minutes with one another. And based on the outcome and the decision of Volk and or Max to stay and or leave the division, guys, I'm not sure that we're not just getting started. I'm not sure this isn't the fight that leads to the 4th fight.